Okay, hi everyone. Um, all right, so I believe you guys have downloaded the files that you guys need for this particular exercise, and the file you can get from Open Learning Week 11. And on this Open Learning Week 11, what you guys need to have is there are several files that you need to download. Okay, so if you look into your Open Learning Week 11, just wait for a while. Let me have a look into the file. Okay, you have a Adobe Illustrator file AI, and then you have a JPEG file. Okay, so which is which is the you see a white box, okay, a slender white box, and also a Adobe Illustrator file that we're going to use for this particular exercise. And of course we need to use two softwares, okay. One is Adobe Illustrator, and then one is Adobe Photoshop. Okay, so Illustrator is for you guys to create the layouts, and for the Photoshop is to create the boxes, the digital mockup for that particular boxes. Okay, so we need these two in order to make sure the output in the end is a digital mockup. Okay, so you don't have to worry about me going too fast. Okay, so if there is something that you don't catch up, you always can go back to previous time, uh, and then catch up on the lessons. Okay, so if you have any question that is somewhat that is not being covered during my lessons, you can just write in the chats. Okay, write in the chat, and then I will try to answer your questions as soon as possible. Okay. Okay, so please download these files and put it into your desktop, and put week 11, and then we can good to go to create your digital mockup by the end of this lesson. Okay, so how's everyone doing? Yeah, sorry for conducting the class at night, because I pretty occupied during the day. Okay, with two kids running around, it's hard to conduct. It's hard to find a peaceful time during the day. So here we go, class at night. Okay, so you guys are well prepared. Okay, so we'll be good. Okay, okay, so first of all, I want you guys to look into the Adobe Illustrator file. There is a template for a packaging. Okay, so I assume that you guys have completed the design on the Adobe Illustrator, okay, the layouts and so on. And now what we have to do is to bring that design from the Illustrator to Adobe Photoshop to create a digital mockup. Okay, so I believe you guys have done it on Illustrator. Okay, so just to create the mockup for the day. Okay, so if you look into the template of the boxes, okay, uh, actually you can find a lot of boxes in similar manner on the online, on the internet. It's just a matter of a because we don't really need that box in a large resolution. We just need a references to create the box, to put our design from Illustrator to Photoshop using the white box as a references. Okay, so that's why you need those boxes. Okay, that's why you need those boxes as your references. Okay, so first of all, open your Adobe Illustrator file. Okay, in your Adobe Illustrator file, you should have something like this. Okay, that have been prepared for you. Okay, so assume this is your design. Okay, so everyone will create the design on using Adobe Illustrator. Okay, much more flexible, because in the end of the day, if the COVID-19 is not happening, you guys have to print it out. Okay, if it's based on real world as well, you guys have to print out using Illustrator if you want to create a packaging. Okay, so assume this is your design. Okay, so from this particular design, we're going to create a boxes from this design. Okay, a mock-up. So basically it's just a presentation. Okay, so you don't have lucky for you guys that you don't have to create an actual mock-up for these particular semesters. Okay, so anyway, so you don't have to middle around with glue, middle around with cutter and so on. Okay, just have to master these two software, which is Adobe Photoshop and Illustrator. Okay, all right. So okay, so I believe everyone is here. So we look that you guys are joining the classes. Okay, I bet this is should be how it should be, right? Okay, class at night. There's no wake up in the morning. Okay, so everyone is happy doing it. Okay, so I wish you all safe, and then we just continue with these particular classes. Okay, all right. So using Adobe Illustrator. Okay, so from Adobe Illustrator to Adobe Photoshop. Okay, so you have a design that looks like this. Okay, for example, with all the layouts. Okay, so make sure you guys do not have a lines in Adobe Illustrator. There is no outlines. Okay, so everything is just plain method of choosing each section to be placed into an Adobe Photoshop. Okay, so make sure there is no line, even for printed as well. Okay, we don't want that ugly outlines in our design. Okay, so since Adobe Photoshop and Illustrator can be easily integrated. Okay, so it's easy for us just to choose the site that we need. Okay, before we proceed into Photoshop. Okay, so in Adobe Photoshops, I want you guys to open the white boxes. Okay, click on File. Okay, and then choose the white boxes to open with. Okay, let me browse here for a while. Where is my boxes? Is okay, white box. All right. Okay, just wait for the machines to start up. Okay, because the size of these particular boxes is quite large. Okay, so it is suitable to be printed on A3. Okay, even though you guys do not need to be print on A3, so we just use this as a references. Okay, all right. So first of all, white boxes. We just want the boxes only. Okay, and then the good thing is that since we have these white boxes, what we can do is that we can show the design a 360. Okay, a 360 design. That means we can show front and back of that particular design. Okay, so I'm just first of all I'm just going to unlock these particular layers. Okay, unlock this layer, and then I just need a something to work with over here. Okay, so from here, okay, either you can okay, so there is a lot of way that you can do this particular mockups. Either you can use a convert to smart object, but we don't want to do that. Okay, what we wanted to do is just to paste from our Illustrator. The simplest way is just to paste from our Illustrator to Photoshop and make sure it looks like its original thing. Okay, alright, so I would select my designs in the Illustrator, and then I would group it together. Control G to group. Okay, Control G to group, or object group. Okay, and then paste my file, Control V in Adobe Photoshop. Okay, just wait for a while. Okay, is it working? Oh, the file is too big. Okay, is it working? Okay, sometimes the okay, so it have okay, they have this interface. Okay, so select a smart object. Okay, and then click OK. Control V to paste. All right. Okay. All right. So you have the first you have, okay, rename it as a, and the file is quite big. Okay. Okay, now Adobe CC is trying to okay, sorry, the file is quite big, so we just have to be patient. All right. Okay, so there you go. Okay, so name this as front on the layer. Okay, on the layer tabs, name this as front. Okay, and then we're going to paste another one from Adobe Illustrator, which is on the sides. Okay, group it together, Control C to copy, and Control V to paste. Just wait for a while, it will come. Okay, alright, so there is a smart object. Just click OK on the particular smart object. Alright, so you have this layout over here. Alright, so name this as site 1. Okay, so that's one method to transfer your Adobe Illustrator file, okay, to Photoshop. Okay, so but okay, so okay, so okay, so by right you should look into your Open Learning file first. Okay, okay, so from here you have a front and a side view. Okay, so from there, first of all, you can resize first over here. Resize to the exact size of the boxes. Okay, in order for you to resize, okay, so I'm just going to put this one on the edge, and then in order for me to be precise a little bit, I'm going to open my ruler, Control R. Okay, so you have your ruler. Okay, so from there I'm just going to put the ruler over here as my references. Okay, so I bring this forwards, the front layer, okay, to this particular ruler. Okay, and then I resize, Control T to resize. Okay, make sure you resize according to scale. Right, okay, resize according to scale. Okay, alright, so first, and then make sure you have the size for this properly is done. Okay, okay, so Control T to resize. Okay, so the trick is to make this box fits to the front faces. Okay, now it does not look real, right? So I'm just going to untick the visibility for the side one. Okay, so since now it does not look real, does not look like in the front of the face. So the trick is to have to match the front is by Control T, okay, for transform, and right click Okay, so I need okay, so I missed one steps over here. uh, okay, okay, sorry about that. Okay, so first of all, I need to right click, front layer, right click and rasterize layer. Okay, and then control T to transform. Okay, right click on distort. Okay, right click on distort. Okay, using distort, and then I would move my edges to here to match the edge of the boxes and this particular edge as well. Okay, alright, so now it looks like, okay, these boxes have matched, okay, the edge very well. Okay, so you notice that. Okay, you can make some small adjustment accordingly. Alright, okay, so you see that. Okay, make sure you adjust accordingly until you reach the line. Okay, so it's quite tricky because very small measurement that's happening. Alright, so now I have all my measurements corrected to matching the lines, and then okay, voila, it's look like, okay, this box is placed nicely, the front view facing this way. Okay, okay, which part? Okay, so I'm just going to take a few moments and then try to answer a few of your questions. Okay. Okay, I try to slow down, right? All right. So don't worry. Okay, we still have time. All right. Okay. Oh, distort. All right. So I will answer. Distort. You can find it here. Okay, underneath transform. Mana transform? Alright, transform, edit. Okay, here you can find this dot. Okay, edit, transform, this dot. You will find this dot over there. You get it, guys? Okay, so you can make don't worry about the right click and so on. Okay, because you can find it in the panel up there as well. Okay, the panel up there, you still can find it as well. Okay, so I try to answer as effective as possible to create this. Okay, okay, you guys don't worry. Whatever the questions that you guys have, I will try to answer it as soon as possible. Okay. Yes, you have to place the picture as smart object first, and then you guys need to right click and rasterize layer. If you do not rasterize the layer, you are unable to use the transform distort function. Okay, so I believe everyone is clear now. You were able to make a put the first front on the mockups. Alright, so I bet everyone is fine doing it. Yeah, I noticed as well the right click is not showing, and I noticed as well the my layers panel is not showing as well. I do not know why. Well, this is only my second time of streaming, so sorry guys. Okay, to exit the Control T mode, you just have to double click anywhere on the panel. Okay, just click anywhere on the panel as well. So for example now, just click onto the move tool or another layer. You were able to click the exit the Control T mode. Okay, in order for you guys to rasterize your layer, okay, what you have to do is right click on that particular layer and click on rasterize layer. Yeah, I thought we were able to make this quickly, but okay, never mind. I'll follow you guys' expectation on this. Okay, so maybe this is the first time you guys are doing it. Okay, so never mind. We follow up until you were able uh, to get that box nicely done. Okay, so I believe you were able to make the front facade of the packaging. Okay, if you notice, okay, this is the same method as well. Okay, to put uh, the right side, okay, the side one of that particular packaging. What you can do is that, okay, you can onto your side one panel, okay, and then place the side one over there. Okay, zoom in to make sure you are able to match. Okay, since there is a little bit. Okay, so make sure you're able to match the sides of the panel over there. Okay, and the panel over here as well. Okay, okay, since there is a slight angle on this particular panel, okay, so we just want to twist this panel first by clicking on Control T, not click, okay, Control T, okay, and then I want you guys to go to the edge of these boxes, okay, until you see your cursor is have this this arrow. Okay, this arrow that shows you were able to twist the boxes or the item that you have selected. Okay, so we're going to twist this a little bit. Alright, to make sure you were able to match the angle that you guys see. Okay, alright, and then what with the control T selected as well, you can enlarge. Okay, enlarge, sorry, okay, enlarge the size accordingly until you match the size of the sides of your boxes. Alright, until you match the size of your boxes. Okay, so I'm just going to wait for a while, give you a little bit of time to make sure you resize, and then make sure you appropriately make the size accordingly. Okay, again, to exit this mode, okay, you just have to double click and then try to match the sides. Okay, so it just nicely match the side of this. Okay, alright, so you guys were able to match on the side area. Okay, right, so everyone's fine, doing great. Okay, so again, you have to rasterize the layer before you able to use the distort function. Okay, so in order for you guys to rasterize the layer, okay, so you need to click on layer, rasterize, okay, rasterize smart object. Okay, rasterize smart object. Okay, you guys were able to see when I click the top panel. Okay, so rather than using the function right click, which is the guys you do not see, so I try to maximize by start to clicking on the top panel, so it will be visible to all what kind of function that we are using. No, as well. Okay, never mind. I try to. Okay. Alright. Okay. So still you guys cannot see. Okay, maybe I need to use a different broadcast. Okay, so never mind. But I still going to emphasize one by one what is the step. So hopefully you can follow. Okay. So never mind. In order for you guys to rasterize the layer, okay, before you start to using the distort function, is to rasterize the layer by clicking on the layers that you want to rasterize, right click and rasterize layer. Okay, right click and rasterize layer. Once the layer already rasterized, only then you were able to use the distort function. Okay, alright, so okay, I just try to make sure you guys were able to achieve this as well. Okay, so before you able to use this function, you need to rasterize your layers. Okay, right click, click on rasterize, or layers, you can go to up there, layers, and rasterize as well. Okay, Okay, once you already rasterize your layer, and then again we're going to apply the distort function in our side layer. Okay, so on the side layer, in order to match the outlines, in order for you guys to view what you're going to match on, since this is a solid color. So in order to help you guys to match that is, you can reduce the opacity in the layer panel, okay, to make sure you guys were able to see what is at the back of your layers. Okay, so I want you guys to click on the layers on the side, and then on the layer panel, okay, reduce the opacity a little bit. Okay, reduce the opacity a little bit until you were able to see the box, the white box at the back. Okay, so when we distort the object, we're able to match because we are able to see what is the box at the back, the location is. Okay, so reduce the opacity to at least 40%. Okay, you will find opacity in the layer panel. Okay, in the layer panel. Alright, so by right you should already rasterize the layer. Control T. Okay, Control T for transform, and then right click, select distort. Okay, right click, select distort, and then match the edges of the side box to the edge of the box at the back over here. Alright, match the edges. Okay, and then do the same thing for the layers, sorry, for the panels, for the outlines over here as well. Okay, alright, so you were able to match those points together. Okay, so just click back on the move tool to exit the Control T mode, and then increase the size of the boxes back to 100%. Okay, so now you have your first side of that particular mockups. Okay, okay, rasterize means if, first of all, if you if you transfer your Adobe Illustrator file from Illustrator to Photoshop, it's still maintaining the pixels that in Illustrator. Okay, that means you can enlarge, reduce or resize without having loss of it does not pixelate. The picture maintains quality. Okay, once you rasterize the layer, you have turned it into the image. So you have a limited amount of resizing until you started to lose the quality of that particular image. Okay, so that's what rasterize means. So that means you cannot resize as big as you want or smaller as you wanted to. Okay, you will started to lose the quality of the image. Okay, so you guys were able to get the boxes accordingly. Yes, definitely this video will be recorded again, so not recorded again. All this streaming will be recorded, and you just can go back to your week 11 and then click on the links. It will be there. Okay, so you can try to play it as much as you want to. Okay. Okay, so now you have your boxes going on like this. Okay, all right. So okay, so what you can do is that you can put both sides together. Okay, so in order to make another sides, okay, so you just open again, file, open, white box as our references. Okay, okay, so I need to save this file first. Okay, so first of all, just save as Photoshop. Okay, save as. All right. Okay, so I would save this as a front view. Okay, I would save this as a front view. Okay. Okay, so the box is not in square shape. Alright, so like a cylinder. Okay, that's a good question. Okay, if it's a cylinder, okay, I demonstrate after this. Okay, for the cylinder boxes, I try to demonstrate. Okay, what if it's on cylinder? Okay, good questions. I just want to cover this part and then we go back to your question, Olivia. Okay. Alright, so this one again, to make sure you guys were able to demonstrate this time and time again, click open and then click on the white boxes. Again, this time I'm going to put the back parts and then the other sides of the boxes. Okay, so just double click on this particular layer. So anyway, we're just going to use this as a references. Okay, so as the back layer, okay, for the back one, I'm just going to choose. Okay, so for the back one, I'm just going to choose this part of the box with the nutritional facts and so on. Alright, and then I'm just going to group it together and then transfer it to Illustrator. Sorry, transfer it to Adobe Photoshop. Okay, and then name this one as a back. Okay, back. Name this one as back. And then, oh no, not this one. Okay, I wrongly copied the file. Group, copy, and paste this one. Alright, okay. So name this as back. Alright, and then again the same methods. Okay, putting this one on the edge of these boxes. Alright, and then a Control T to enlarge. Okay, Control T to enlarge. Make sure I was able to reach nicely all the edges of the boxes on the sides. Okay, and then I would just exit the Control T mode by clicking on the layers, and then of course I have to rasterize the layer in order for me to use the distort function. Okay, so click on the layer where the image is, okay, which is the back layer. Okay, right click and rasterize layer. Okay, right click, rasterize layer, and then this time around you need to reduce the opacity of the back layer in order for you to view what is at the back, so you can match the edges properly. Okay, reduce the opacity to 40% until I can see the edges at the back. Okay, so you can find the opacity panel in the layer. Okay, so I know you guys cannot see my panel layer. Okay, sorry for that. Okay, just I'm just going to mention to you guys what you guys need to do. Okay, by right you will be able to find it inside your layer panel. Okay, so right click on this dot. Okay, click on this dot, right click on that image over there, click on this dot, and then match your edges to this. Okay, match to these layers, and then down there as well. Okay, you click and match to these edges as well. Okay, so once you already match the edges, double click to exit, and then increase your opacity back to maximum 100. Okay, okay, mana tak keluar lagi?
Tak, ada lizard.
Ada lizard? You're afraid? Okay, you just stay there for a while. Huh? Yelah, you just stay there for a while. I'm teaching my class here without. Yeah? Okay. Alright, so let me just hide the Illustrator panel for a while, and then it's the same thing for the side as well. Okay, the other sides would be the T-story. Okay, so I don't want to use these flaps over here, so I'm just going to select this part only, group it together, Control C to copy, and Control V on the Adobe Photoshops, and then paste as smart object, and then click OK. I would name this one as side 2. Okay. Okay, so again the same method as well. Make sure I able to match the edge nicely. Okay, see, I will able to match the edge nicely. Okay, and then Control T, and then enlarge until I will be able to match the size of these edges. Okay, enlarge the size of these edges, and then in order to use the distort function, I would Kalila. Okay, slow down. Okay, I would reduce the opacity in the layer panel to 40% until I would able to see the back lines. Okay, the back items. Alright, and then in order for me to use the distort function, right click rasterize layer. Okay, right click rasterize layer, Control T, and then right click distort. Okay, right click distort, and then match the edges of your side 2 to the other side of this panel. Alright. Hey.
Look at this, I think. Whoa! I think.
You wait for a while. Okay. Alright, so match this one as well. Match this panel as well to the edge over here. Okay, once you're done, okay, increase back to 100% opacity, and there you have the other side of that particular boxes. Okay. Basically, it's similar things because you have done it twice, as you had it for the front. Okay, so because this is the second time you're doing it, that's why maybe you find it that is easy. Okay, all right. So now to Okay, so now in order for you guys to combine these two front and back together, okay, with which you already have this both of these uh, front side and the back side as well. Okay, so now it's just matter of to combine these two. Okay, so if you look over here and then please save your file first. Okay, click on file, save as. Okay, as back view, back underscore view, right? Kali lah. Later. Okay. Alright. You lay down on the bed. Okay, so now we just matter of to combine between these two front and back, so it'll match up together. Okay, so I want you guys once you already save the back view, okay, in order for you guys to select both of the layer, okay, which is the back and which is the side, okay, in order for you to select these two layer, hit your shift, okay, and then select both of this layer, and then I want you guys to click at the underneath the layer over there. There is a symbol of a chain. Okay, there is a symbol of chain in your layer panel underneath at the bottom of your layer. You will see a chain, effects, and then several other icons. Okay, please click on change. Okay, or what you can do is that shift and select both of your layer and right click and click on link layers. Okay, right click and click on link layers. Well. Okay. Okay, so once already link both of the layer together, okay, so it can move on like this. Okay, what you can do is that you can drag using the move tool. Okay, drag using the move tool to the front view over here. Okay, to the front view, right, like this. Okay, and then on the front view layer, which is the side and front, you also need to link it together. Okay, by selecting side one and the front view, by holding your shift, select this both of the layer, and then right click link layers. Okay, once you already link it together, then you can move it accordingly. Okay, so now you can see that looks like okay, looks like this.
What are you doing?
You okay? Okay, so it looks like this. Okay, front and side one is on the top. Okay, alright, so now you have these two boxes going on like this. Okay, okay, link layers, right click and link layers, then you can that means once you already link these two layers together, it will generate whatever they it just become one layers without connecting together. It just connected the layers. Okay. Okay, just let me try this one first. Okay, so now, okay, so you need to link the front and the side one. Okay, that means select using shift, select front and side one, and then right click to link layers. Okay. Alright. Okay, so okay, so in order for you guys to bring this composition to the your requirement, which is this one, right? In order for you guys to make the composition like the submission that I have mentioned previously, okay, just wait for a while. Let me just check the file. Yes, I selected both of the layers and then right click and link it. Okay, so in order for you guys to make your a presentation looks like this, okay, so it is quite simple actually. It's just a matter of, because you already have all the components, okay, since you already have all the components, so we're going to prepare the artboard for this. Okay, we're going to prepare the artboard for that. Okay, so the requirement should be on A3. So click on File, New. Okay, computer a bit slow. Let's wait for a while.
Ayah, tengoklah kau buat slime.
Slime. Kejap lagi ayah bagi eat, okay? You tak eat lagi. Dinner belum lagi. Mami tak keluar lagi kan? After this, after finish this one, ayah give you eat, okay? Mana mami is not there. Okay, it's not. Okay, I'm going to my Photoshop is hang, so just hold there for a while. I need to open my Photoshops.
Ayah,
Ya,
tengok kau buat slime kali lah.
ya.
Slime.
Janganlah.
Okay, slime ni macam ulu. Okay. Tada! Okay. Ta ta ta. Ta.
Okay, so once you already opened your file, just prepare the requirement. The requirement have mentioned it is on A3 size. Okay, so open new file, click to file new, and then select A3. Okay, select A3. Okay, so in the A3 functions, I'm going to file new opens the file that we have done previously. Okay, which is this file, right? Okay, and then bring both of the file to here. Okay, drag to the new file functions. Okay, and then I'm going to resize it down nicely to here. Okay, just make sure you're able to resize it this manner. Okay, right. Okay, so now you have these two boxes. Okay, your front and view. Okay, right. Okay, because the file size that okay, so make sure you have these files together. Okay, so once you already link it together, easier to for you to move around the file. So okay, so control new, you already created the file, and move both of the boxes over here. Okay, so maybe I just want to make sure this one aligns together like this. Right. Okay, and then bring your layout that you have in Illustrator to the A3. Hi Olivia, so you can't drag your file from where to where? From back to front. Okay, so in order for you to move your file from back to front, okay, so now I have my layer panels over there, okay, which is good. All right, so what you can do is that you select the back and the side too, okay, uh, below the front, okay, like this. Okay, so maybe you have your file like this, right? Okay, just select using shift and drag down there. Okay, so just play with the layers. So the top layer should be at the front, and then the bottom layer should be at the back. Okay, alright, so now we have this, and then I will copy all my file from Illustrator. I will copy. Okay, just hang for a while, just wait. Yeah.
Tengok kau buat dua slide. Tengok kau buat dua slide. Satu pukul satu. Ha.
Yeah.
Kau buat slide. Buat slide.
Okay, paste it down here. Okay, paste it down there. Okay, so
Ayah, look, we got blue slime. Look.
yes,
Look
I
at
know.
blue. Oh.
Okay, so match it like that. Okay, so this one you can put as layout. Okay, the back one you can put as layout. And in order for you guys to place color, okay, you can click over here, new layer, and then you can name this as color. Okay, and then what you can do is that you can use gradient tools. Okay, so in the gradient tools you can change the color accordingly. For example, I would use a radials, and then you can select the color that you wanted. Okay, basics, maybe this one. You can select the color that you wanted, and then there you go, you have a gradient. Okay,
Gradient, bukan gradient tu.
alright. You can have your gradients, and then you can change your
Gradient pula.
gradient accordingly. Right over here you can change your gradients. Okay, there's a lot of colors that is you can choose on. Okay, okay, so there's a lot of color that you can choose from there.
Gradient, gradient, gradient.
Okay, so from here, okay, what you can do is that on the layout, in order to make it interesting a little bit, okay, you can right click on the blending option, and then click on drop shadow. Okay, click on drop shadow, click on the panel drop shadow. Okay, and then what you can do is that okay, adjust the layers over here until you get your satisfactory
I mix my other pixel to get the size.
okay satisfactory level. Okay, to 70%. Alright, okay. So I have my shadows over there, and then you can do the same thing for the side one as well. Okay. You can add the shadows, blending option, click on drag shadow. Okay. And then for the back, I'm just going to make it smaller due to the perspective. Alright, so I have my boxes and my boxes together over here. Okay, so I'm just going to apply some drop shadow, copy layer styles, and then apply the drop shadow over there, paste layer style. Okay, so I have my shadows going on over there. Alright, and then in order for you guys to complete before you submit it, please put your using type tool. Okay, the computer hang, just wait for a while. Okay, sorry, computer hangs, just wait for a while guys. Ah, no. Okay, so I just have to wait for a while because my Photoshop is hanged. So anything that you want to ask the questions before anything, any questions I will be answering. Okay, now we're back. Okay, I'm just going to save this one first. Okay, before anything else. Okay, save as digital. Save as digital mockup. And then I want you guys to put your name, ID, okay, and then in order for you guys to make the adjustment towards your text, you can find it your layers in Windows character. Okay, over the Windows character. Okay, under the window character, then you can make adjustments towards your pen layers on name, your ID, and then I want you guys to put the subject for this. Okay, So by rights, you guys will be able to complete this one. Okay. Okay, put it both. Okay, and then complete it in that manner. Okay, so that's how you created the mockups, and then how you want to make the presentation, the requirement for your submission. So I open to any questions that you want to ask. Okay, the deadlines. As you guys are well aware previously, that the original deadline is on the 2nd of April, but I will be extending your deadline until 9th of April. Okay, so 9th of April should be your submission. Alright, so okay, so 9th of April should be your submission, and then for the final exams, we're still waiting. Okay, we are still waiting any instruction from the academic management. Okay, so academic management, we're still waiting for instruction. Once we already have the instruction about your final exams, I would be updating you guys onto the open learning. Yes, Sylvia, you need to have your unique boxes for your design. Okay. Okay, like the one that you proposed previously, using there is 3 boxes. Okay, so I will be looking those 3 boxes. I mean not 3, it's 1, but there is a separation, right? Okay, on your boxes. Okay, so when Thong, what you need to demonstrate is underneath over there how it is opened, and then how does it close together. Okay, so there is a 2 layout. One is close, one is open. Okay, so for the closed one, you can show the front view like 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, there's 4 different sides, so you can put it side by side over there. Okay, any question, any takers, any question anymore before we close up this session? Hey, okay, kalilah kami. Okay, so say hi everyone. Hey, you the one that want to interrupt, okay? Okay. So there's 18 kids, my kids over there. Okay, then after this, okay. So I guess everyone's just anything's clear or now. Okay, so I do not know whether the final exams going to be held or no. Okay, that is I do not know yet, but to make sure you guys are well prepared for your for whatever outcome it might be. Okay, I would suggest you guys, there is another learning activities in week 12. You guys can go through that activity. Okay, so you guys can go through to an activity to prepare you for your final presentation. Okay, yes, this assignment as well is a 30%. Okay, 30% assignment. Okay, so okay, any questions before we dismiss for the class?
Tu apa? Tu ni apa?
That's me.
Apa yang letak macam tu? Saya tak tahu lah dia cakap apa macam tu. Dengan tangan.
Lapar dah ni. Okay, so if nothing else, I would dismiss the class now. Okay, so you can always revisit back the lessons that we have done previously. I would, before we end, I would say sorry for any inconveniences that will happen along the way. Okay, so I would sorry for any inconveniences. This is just my second streaming. Okay, so there's a learning curve that I need to understand. Okay, I'm not used to this kind of streaming and so on. Okay, so hopefully I would say you guys please stay safe, and then hopefully we can get through all of these things together, and I would say stay at home, and then I would wish all the best to you guys. Okay, if there is any questions that you wanted to ask, please do not be shy. Okay. Okay, there is any questions that you need to ask, please don't be shy, and then please get me through either through my emails or through open learning. Okay, I will try to respond as soon as possible, even though there's a lot of things that's going on over here. Okay, so a question from Shannon. Okay, final presentation, or there will be no final presentation. Okay, I have cancelled all final presentation, so what you need to do is just matter of a submission. Okay, from Kathleen, do we still need to make design like if we have a different teas? Yes, for this one is case to case basis. For you, yes, you need to have. Okay, and then Hadi Bear. Okay, Hadi Bear. Do we have to submit anything else other than this? Is it only one and they have many angles? Yes, you need to this is your final submission. Okay, you do not need to submit the one that I requested previously, the posters and the mini video. You do not need only this, only the digital mockup. So my kids over there. Okay. Okay, so I wish you all a good night. Okay, and then thank you for bear with me with this tutorial. I hope you guys were able to complete the tutorial, and then for the black and white regarding your submission of your exactly the submission for the exact submission date will be 9th of March. I will update to you guys exactly on open learning. Okay, so please stay safe guys. Good night, and then I'll see you guys until next time. Okay, bye.
Kita cakap apa pun dia start pada komen saya dengan Mr. Ayah, Mr. Ayah, Mr. Ayah, look at me, Mr. Ayah, Mr. Ayah.